It's amazing to me, looking back now, after all those years as a drinker, how I never saw a problem with what I was doing to myself by drinking alcohol, or what I was doing to those around me. I started drinking alcohol back in the late 1970s, early 80s, and I stopped right at the beginning of 2013. In that time, right up until the last few weeks before I finally quit, I never thought I would stop drinking or that I would ever want to truly stop drinking. Now, the problems that I was causing in my life through my drinking didn't develop overnight. I had been thinking about how I was being affected by alcohol for many years. Now, nobody goes through thousands of bad hangovers, crappy arguments and upsets, mental and physical injuries, and all the other consequences of using a harmful drug without knowing that there is something fundamentally broken with what they're doing. But I never really thought about drinking alcohol as being the big problem. For me, it was always about the amount of alcohol that I was drinking. All my problems, as I saw it, lay not in the fact that I was an alcohol drinker per se. Almost everybody that I knew around me was an alcohol drinker. Everyone drank. The problem was that I was a heavy alcohol drinker. I drank a lot more than a lot of the people that I knew. Now, the rationale for me was that if I could only reduce the amount that I was drinking, that things would be all right, that my life would be good. Now, this is the flawed logic behind the mental nonsense that keeps us all in this drinking loop. This dangerous and insane way of thinking puts drinking alcohol as normal behavior. It puts it up here as normal. And when you start out with the belief that drinking any amount of this toxin is normal behavior, you automatically shift the blame away from the drug and back onto the person, onto you. Now, this is just not the way we perceive any other dangerous drug that's being used currently in our cultures. So why do we think that way about alcohol? Now, once I started questioning my own drinking, I began to think that there was something intrinsically wrong with me personally. I started to believe that I was just one of those people who couldn't handle alcohol. I couldn't handle drinking. I really believed that I was an alcoholic. I thought that I had an addictive brain and that there was very little that I could do about it. That line of thinking did not come about by accident. It's part of the propaganda. It's part of our alcohol-consuming culture. And we're brainwashed to think that way from the day we're born. Now, the truth is that every alcohol drinker has been trapped by the same fundamental lies. We always think about alcohol propaganda as it's coming exclusively from the alcohol companies, that they're the ones that are driving it down our throats through their marketing, through their advertising, on the TV, on billboards. In fact, they have got very little to do with convincing us to take up the habit. By the time we take our first sip of alcohol, we're already well and truly hooked into the alcohol culture. We've grown up acclimatized to having alcohol all around us. It's commonplace. It's commonplace that the majority of adults drink alcohol to one degree or another. And drinking finally becomes the gateway to adulthood. Our parents, their friends, our relations, our teachers, our peers, including many of the people that we look up to for guidance and have looked up to for guidance all of our lives. They all do an absolutely wonderful job, inadvertently, of embedding the attraction of alcohol deep within us. So the alcohol companies don't really need to do a thing to get us hooked. We walk across that line through our own free will. All big alcohol has to do really is to convince us that their brand of poison is better than the competition's. Now, on the other side, Quitting alcohol is extremely liberating. Your whole life will change completely when you alter your perceptions about alcohol and start to understand the amount of destruction that it's been causing in your life and in the lives of those around you. That's the essence of what this book, How to Stop Drinking Alcohol, is all about. So one of the questions I ask in this book is, why should you feel happy about giving something up? And the answer is because you're not giving anything up. You are refusing to put one more drop of this deadly neurotoxin inside your body. Now, alcohol is a poison. Every single drop that you drink contaminates your body and it contaminates your mind. Alcohol inhibits your relationships, it inhibits your work life, your home life, your sex life. Drinking this neurotoxin corrupts your perceptions about yourself and about the world around you. Not only that, but our blind acceptance of alcohol as this normal part of our healthy life, of our cultural life, not only affects our lives, it contaminates the thinking of the next generation and perpetuates this dangerous habit into the future. Now, you don't need to hide from alcohol for the rest of your life. Far from it. This book will show you how to quit drinking and be elated that you did. Now, the moment you stop drinking is the moment you get to make a fresh start. That is a cause for real celebration. In How to Stop Drinking, you're going to learn about the propaganda that keeps you hooked into the lies, even when you know that drinking is not good for you. You're also going to learn how your language can distort and twist how you see reality. We'll examine some of the words that you use, like alcoholic, like moderation, recovery, and things like the demon drink. I'll show you that by using those words, you're making life much more difficult for yourself when it comes to actually stepping across the line and quitting alcohol. We'll also take a close look at what you should expect once you do quit. We'll look at the reality of the symptoms and the side effects of quitting drinking and what you should really expect. Don't take any notice of what a lot of lies on the internet. I'll show you some simple tricks that will alter your thinking and your entire alcohol quitting experience. You'll also learn that your fears can actually hurt you a lot before you start, and how to make some small changes that will allow you to step into your new alcohol-free life full of confidence about this great journey that's waiting ahead of you. So download How to Stop Drinking now to start living a healthy, a happy and an alcohol-free life. Just simply click on the link below this video to get started. Speak to you soon.